You work full time and you've got a high energy Gundog. So before you leave for work, you're rushing around trying to get in a quick walk, launching balls until your arm hurts, leaving them with a mountain of toys, or even going as far as to leave them with puzzle toys or Kongs, in hopes that they don't blooming rip up your carpet, soil in the kitchen, or just bark at your neighbours continuously. But here's the thing, most people are doing it completely wrong. I'm going to show you what actually works, and spoiler alert, it's probably not what you think. And a lot of people will think if you don't just absolutely exhaust your dog, they're gonna go mental. And you might think it works because your dog might seem tired because they're actually flat out for the first hour. But here is what's actually happening. You're confusing tired with fulfilled, and there is actually a massive difference. A quick walk or ball session doesn't fulfill your dog. And enrichment toys are actually just a band-aid, not a solution. If your dog is being properly fulfilled, they don't need additional entertainment. And the real problem is you're trying to tire them out with activity, and what they really need is fulfillment. Activity without purpose is just going to leave them frustrated, but fulfillment leaves them satisfied. So here is what I actually do before I head out to work with my two. It's simple, structured, and it works. And say you are fortunate enough to have 60 minutes, you can incorporate that exact drill in those 60 minutes. So whilst I'm out on the walk, I might actually throw in a couple of recalls, I might chuck in a couple of little stop whistles, anything really just to make sure that my dog's nice and in tune with me and listening to my cues. For me, having a dog reliably off leash, listening to your every cue and being able to fill them is crucial and one of the most important things. So if you can nail those two things, you'll have a pretty great dog. So I'm at my local field now. We're going to just come here and I'm going to let the dogs off. Something to note is, and this is something that I would recommend that everyone stands by, is that lead off does not mean piss off. So when these leads come off, you'll notice what the dogs do is they stay put because they're waiting for the next cue. Break. And then I usually just allow them to just frolic around, live their best life. Quite like utilising the longer grass because you get a little bit of some natural hunting going on and it makes my life quite easy. So here is where my dogs would get genuine off lead time, not being restricted to a long line or anything like that. Their ability to fully stretch their legs out, utilise this land here. Quite like it here actually because it gives them the opportunity to proper spaniel and move around and whatnot, which is desirably what I want. As you can see here, Sid is zipping around, is, you know, quartering as it would be, and he's just proper, just having a whale of a time, to be honest with you. He's exploring, he's moving at his own pace and just being exactly as a dog should be. So for me, having a dog off lead reliably is way up there on the scale of fulfillment and what I definitely would be prioritizing with my dogs. What I'll do, as well as some off lead time, is I'll actually incorporate a little bit of some breed specific fulfillment. Now, they are kind of naturally, you know, hunting and whatnot anyway, because I do utilize this space quite a lot, so there's probably a lot of like scents and stuff around. But I don't want them to totally go self-employed, so I do want a little bit of the fun to actually come from me. So we're going to get started on a little bit of a fulfillment activity now with the two boys, and we're going to incorporate a little bit of some hunting with my favorite, the rabbit ball. Right, so I've put my dogs into just a stationary behavior. What I'm going to do is I've got my two rabbit balls. We're going to dosh one over there and one over there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release them via name association to work on a little bit of some impulse control as well. So just to test him, Reggie, send old Reginald off first, Sid, and then just to give him a little bit of guidance, I'm going to hump whistle as well. This is really going to get them using their brains, really getting them searching, hunting around. Ah, he's beat you to it, mate. Drop. So that's one. There's still one out there. Go on. So again, Sid's quite competitive, so it's going to really grind his gears, the fact that Reggie found his first. So we're just going to keep him searching, keep him looking for one. Obviously you guys saw I did chuck 2 out. So as you can see, proper nose down, searching the terrain, exactly what a spaniel should be doing when it comes to searching for something. I think Sid's hot on its tail now. Sid, if Reggie, oh, he's actually found the second one. I'm actually going to send him to RSPCA, what's the point? Dead. Good lad. Sid, come. What are you playing at? Like, he found both of them. You're meant to be the Gundog. Shocking. Anyway, so as you saw there, that's what I do, and I'd probably do that round about maybe 3 or 4 times. I mean, you can already look at them just based off that one repetition there of them going out and searching for those rabbit balls. They're pooped, you know, so it's really not going to take me very long to properly fulfill them. So we're going to do that one more time. Sit. So we'll put them both into a sit. Give you a head start, shall I, since you're so arse at getting the first one. Sid. Reggie. That's better. Good lad. Dead. Ugh. Get the other one. The other thing as well is I just love watching them do this. Like, it genuinely fills my heart just watching dogs work. I think it's brilliant. You know, really searching, hunting, retrieving. You literally get everything involved in this. And they love it as well, which is the other main thing. I think Sid might have redeemed himself. I think he might have found both of them. Dead. Nice, good work guys. There are multiple ways in which you can do this. You could just walk around this field and slyly put them down. Something that I do quite frequently is if I'm walking along the paths and stuff and I see a specific area that I think, oh yeah, go on then, that'll be a good space for me to do a little bit of some hunting, I'll do exactly that, and I'll just dash a couple of rabbit balls in there, send the boys off to go and look for them. I like to challenge them, so I do target quite challenging terrain, really getting them to, you know, knuckle that nose down and search for the item. I just think it's quite rewarding for them. So obviously, if you don't have a spaniel, that's fine, and no judgment here. If you've got a Labrador, for example, you could just swap out your rabbit balls for some dummies, and you could just do exactly the same thing, but via the use of some dummies, you could just get in a couple of little retrieves and stuff. If you've got enough space for it, you might as well utilize it. And if you've got a HPR, which, you know, arguably is the Swiss Army knife of the Gundog world, you could get away with doing both and tap into both aspects of it. Whichever you have got, this exercise is going to work really, really well, and it's very easy and obtainable for you to be able to slot in either before or after you finish work. The idea is that you want to have purpose over repetition. You know, the more they can get out and they can utilize this terrain and tap into what they were genetically bred to do, the more that is going to be beneficial for them in the long run. After the off-lead time and fulfillment work, we head home. They're both satisfied and they're not exhausted. There's actually quite a difference. They've both had freedom, purpose, and their needs are met. Their nervous system is settled. They're actually not wired, they are just content. And for me, off-lead freedom really matters. Gundogs need the opportunity to move, explore, and make choices. And that is where they get to be themselves. And the breed-specific work taps into their purpose. If you want to learn more on how you can go about fulfilling your Gundog, I've actually filmed a video on this. It's the 5 ways to fulfill your Gundog during a walk. So I'd highly recommend checking it out. And I would also recommend that you stop trying to exhaust your Gundog and actually start fulfilling them. And you'll find that when you're out at work, they're just going to be nice and peaceful. Or if you're lucky enough to work from home, they're not going to be nagging your tits off.